Folks, welcome to a new stream on Twitch with TennisMentia26. Welcome to WB, to Writing Bull, and to the Steffi Bully Becker fan club, which already has dozens, if not hundreds, of members. Steffi's popularity is gradually continuing to rise. What I find especially remarkable is that Steffi is in outstanding form. Also, note the 3 green symbols at the top right. The double arrow up there gives a boost to all her stats because she's in such outstanding form. Yes, her fitness is top, the best possible, that's the top symbol, and that's her mood. And even though she really has to play hard and train hard, she's in a great mood because she's having success. As far as I know, it doesn't get any better than these 3 values. We should consider if we should take advantage of that now. Actually, since we've done several tournaments in a row, the next step would be to let them train. We just got back from, where was it again? Egypt, I think, right? We had done a series of tournaments. Now we're in France. She herself is based in Belgium, right? Her tennis academy is in Belgium. So it's just a stone's throw away. And we had actually planned to start training again next week, just as usual. And I don't know how this week will go, but I would say she's in such good form and playing so effectively. I would like to see if we can find more opportunities to enter her in more indoor tournaments. We have 4 indoor surfaces, so an indoor tournament, clay surface. With her player profile, she can't serve as well there. Done. Then, grass and then hard court. Yes, and you can train for each of those 4 surfaces here. And my suggestion is, as long as she's in such outstanding form, doesn't let up, and her fitness, mood, and everything are right, we should just let her keep playing tournaments. There's also a downside to all this. At these tournaments we're at, there aren't that many XP to win yet, unless you win them or make it to the semi-finals, and you can't seriously expect that every time. In regular training, if I see it correctly, there would be a bit more XP. And with XP, she can unlock new player skills for herself, new special abilities that she can then use. Those are the things up here, these abilities. There, she can unlock new abilities. And so, gradually preparing for a different play style. At the moment, she is a strong server. We want to train her to be an aggressive player. She still needs more points in offense. After that, we'll get more points in net play, and then we'll do it. Then she'll be a bit more flexible. Here's where I'd like her to be, and more mindless training will probably help. But right now, she's in outstanding shape. I'd say we should take advantage of that, yeah. And that's why my suggestion is, let's take a look at the calendar and see what the alternatives would be in the next few weeks. We can, and I would say, if it's somehow possible, let's stick to indoor courts. She's well trained on indoor surfaces, so we know her abilities there. And this is the week with the training. This is the next one. The current week is the one here on the left with André Sieu in France. And next week we could let her compete. For example, yes, there are only 2 tournaments where she could compete. Both are hard court tournaments. Or is that indoor? It's hard court, right? Exactly. We can't switch anymore this week. That's not being displayed anymore. Exactly, purple means indoor. And next week would be... There'd be another indoor tournament in Santarém, Brazil. She'd have to fly very far for that. Alternatively, we could rush her to China. Both options should be about equally exhausting in terms of flights. In Brazil, it's indoors. That's even more suitable than China. So, what's happening the next week? Can we maybe find something else in the same area? We get another indoor option, but this time in China. In Turkey, which is more centrally located if we consider ourselves as the center of the tennis world, we're again dealing with clay courts. We're really not good with clay courts. It's also not suitable for us. But first, a thank you to a subscriber. So this week we have the indoor alternative in Brazil. Next week, with training, that's up here. I can only advise against the clay event in China because it's on clay. Training would still be possible, but I would like to continue taking advantage of the indoor option. For the indoor event in China, she would basically have to travel all the way around the globe to get to China and play an indoor match there. Turkey is clay. The other two we could do them, but they have a very high level of competition. We're ranked too low. I'd follow the recommendations. So we could say we're going to Xiamen, and then we have one indoor event, and before that, one indoor event in Brazil, but those are hefty travel expenses. We definitely have to treat ourselves to an expensive plane so that we have minimal loss of stamina. What's happening in week 11? Nothing at all. China on clay and France on clay. Clay season is slowly starting. That's a training week, week 11. Week 12 is indoor, but it's in Mexico. And hard court, which we haven't trained on at all yet, is that Colombia or Venezuela? I'm not really sure. Best regards to Mike. Mike wants 9 new computers for himself to play this game on it. Well, have fun with both. With the computer and the game, dear Mike. That's when you go to Venezuela, Raina says. Amazing. Yes, but as I said, we haven't even trained for it yet. So we could go to Mexico for the indoor event. What's the week after that? There's no indoor at all, Mexico again. This time they're switching to a hard court surface. That's ridiculous. Turkey clay court really bad. Week 14. Indoor in Le Havre. In France. In Italy, it's clay. We want to avoid that. And then down here, we only have clay courts. It continues with clay courts. Only clay left. The clay court season starts late. It starts in the 15th week. That's when the clay court season begins. From then on, we only get clay tournaments. 15th week. Clay twice. Clay twice. Clay twice. Clay again. Starting from week 15, it's all clay. We can't get around that either. That means that to get back up to speed on a surface we've neglected, we need at least 3 training sessions, minimum, I think, and 1 maintenance session. Yeah, that means a whole week to go from indoor to clay. And the question is, and we could do that in Mexico. In week 13? In week 13, you could stay on site, so the rule is, as explained above, if you only have 1 week between 2 tournaments, you stay on site. Good, good. That's how I understand it. Otherwise, you go home. We'll look at that soon. Maybe you can choose. And this here in week 13 is only hard court in Mexico. Then we'll stay in Mexico and train in Mexico. Training for clay. You can also do indoor training next week in France. Yes. And after that, the clay season begins. Near France, there's also Romania down here and so on. That covers most of the weeks. Let me just quickly summarize. Lord Adamus, thank you for the 30-second subscription. We're planning everything out once. So these, we said here in this week, in the 12th week, indoor in Mexico. In the 13th week, training. In the 14th week, Romania clay, Romania clay. This is the 14th, in the 14th, France indoor. In the 15th week, clay in Romania. This must be something Asian. You know this flag here, yellow on a blue background. I suspect a former CIS country. Then it continues with Romania. That takes us up to week 15. We still have to fill the 10th and 11th weeks. Well, in the 9th week, we could do an indoor tournament in Brazil. In week 10, we could play an indoor tournament in China or Turkey, but that would involve high travel costs and a lot of stress. Then I'd rather go back to Turkey, to Antalya. In week 11, we don't have anything at all. We only have 2 clay tournaments there. That means we'll do some more training here. All right? Is that correct? I think so, right? These are the tournaments we participated in. In our first tournament, we made the semifinals after only training before that. In the first tournament, we reached the semifinals. We received 3,300 euros in prize money at this tournament. In the last one, we at least got 1,400 for the round of 16. Now, France indoor. Brazil indoor. I clicked the wrong thing. Of course, that's not Turkey on clay, but China indoors. Or instead of 1 training session, we do 2 and skip the travel stress here. Then we're going to Mexico. Do we have anything overseas here, over there? Then I would say maybe we skip the China tournament. We'll see. So, we'll put it in for now, but that's still a question mark. Yeah, that means we might skip it as well. We'll continue training and monitor form and fitness development, mood and so on. For now, this is the current week. Next week is the tournament in Brazil. And then we'll see how it goes. Yeah? Save that. If we continue with our tournament, Boris says too much traveling isn't good, I think. And Misha also said it's better to skip it. Instead, collect XP for 2 weeks, using techniques from combining skills. Let's just do it right away. Let's go straight to planning, and instead of the China thing here, I'd like to schedule another training session. I hope we don't lose our form, that would be tough. That would be stupid. That's just another training session. Good. That's Mexico up here in front. 2 training weeks in a row. We could train on clay, maybe even a hard court, but that's fading away. Let's keep China in. We're still deciding whether to do it. We'll see. So, we're back and it's the next match day, guys. Round of 16. Our opponents are usually ranked between 600 and 999. We started our career 2 weeks ago at rank 999 in the world rankings. We fought our way up to rank 994. That might seem like very little to you. But the tournaments we've participated in are also tournaments that are ranked really low. Yeah, it's really where the most up-and-coming players are competing. We have a relatively easy opponent, Chloé Noel. I hate her. Well, not Chloe, I mean Chloe. No bullying here, everything's okay. That looks like she's a real player. Can someone Google Chloé Noel? That photo seems to be a real photo. Can you guys Google Chloé Noel? And she's, as a crafty shot maker, a very awkward matchup for us. She really exists, yes, that's what they're saying in the chat. And this symbol with the V sign, let's take a look at what that means too. That's somewhere here under the abilities. In one of the categories up here. And that means she's good at volleys. She can hit volleys very precisely and with good spin, taking balls out of the air and putting them away right away. That's a tough opponent. I wouldn't say we can beat her. It's spelled with a lot of accents and with, okay, Chloe Noel like Christmas with 2 dots over the E. And Chloe with an acute accent on the E. Alright. 5'7" tall, weighs 62 kilos, two-handed backhand, one-handed forehand. Apparently she hits with her backhand. Okay. And what is she good at? She's very good at playing at the net. That means we should try not to put her on the defensive. She has an extremely good net game. A crafty shot maker means she has every shot in her repertoire and always makes the shots that hurt us the most. That's what it means. She doesn't have very good physical conditioning. That means if we make her run a lot, she might get more tired as the match goes on. That's our advantage. We can't do anything against her good serve. That's just how it is when it's her turn. But against, let's remember this, we mustn't let her, if possible, we mustn't let her get to the net. The match is starting. "21 degrees clouds, cloud cover 0%. Those values were once meant for the indoor tournament. This is the match Steffi Bully versus Chloé. Steffi seems totally focused. Time. First set. The first thing we do is set our tactics. That's how we said it last time. Serve heavy, high risk. We'll keep doing that. We're going on the attack. That's down here. We'll try to play the points close to the lines. The opposite would be fewer direct winning shots. That is, a lot of winning shots. Return refers to how you receive the opponent's serve. Whether you take risks on the return. Since she's a very good server, that would be very risky. Since she's also a very good net player, it would also be risky to skip it. I would say we take the middle ground, right? We'll try to return her difficult serves with a bit of risk, but without overdoing it. With our serve, which is our strength, we'll take maximum risk. We also want to prevent her from playing at the net. Rally, that's probably a bit odd in the German translation. It means the ongoing play. Oh, right, I haven't mentioned yet there's an ad at the top, right at the top, because this stream is financially supported by the developers. For a small fee, thanks to Rebound, merci beaucoup. And defense, we won't focus on defense, we'll keep it average, we'll take more risks on defense. Put pressure on the opponent again with deep shots, because when the opponent goes on the attack, she has to get out of her attacking position or away from the net. High-risk defense. We didn't train for that. It would actually make sense to go for it, because she's such a good net player, and we want to keep her away from the net. But we didn't train for counterattacks or defensive play. I don't dare to do that. But the rest should be fine, and up front here, it was about taking more risks during rallies. Play longer and hit angles against the opponent's movement versus more percentage-oriented tennis, meaning baseline rallies, baseline duels. We're not suited for that. It's easy to get drawn into those exchanges here. This way it could work. Next we've got good topspin, so we play with topspin. Then we try to wrong foot the opponent. Usually when we return the ball, the opponent is already moving. She either moves toward the center of the court or moves to where she thinks our ball is going. And we make sure, well, in many situations, to hit the ball in such a way that the opponent has miscalculated. We hit against the direction of the ball and against her movement, for example. Approaching the net means we take the offensive, not the opponent. And switching forehand grips, I had to Google what that means, I didn't know. Switching forehand grips is something that has become normal in modern tennis, in professional tennis. That means the players can use different grips, for example on the forehand. Just as you can hold a table tennis racket in various ways, you can also grip a tennis racket differently. And depending on the situation, the really good pros can switch their grip in a second and use a different grip. The advantage is that the balls coming from the other side come at different heights, with different speeds, with different spin. And maybe if you always hold the racket the same way, you might have trouble positioning your grip and standing in a way that lets you return the ball optimally. If you can vary your grip a little, then it's more likely that you won't be awkwardly positioned for the ball, and you also won't have to take extra steps to hit the ball optimally. That's why most people use forehand grip changes. I don't know if you can specifically train that, but I would do it. We have to take risks anyway, right? Because the opponent is a net player, so that's how I would do it. We don't know yet if the forehand is stronger on the forehand or backhand. We'll see. And mentally we play offensively. We're focusing on self-confidence since that's our weak point. That means the coach, we call out to Steffi, "Steffi, you can do it, we believe in you." Steffi at the bottom of the screen, in the red jersey, Chloé at the top, fault.
Second service. 15-0.
Serve by Chloé, which means she's under pressure to hold her serve, and for us it wouldn't be a shame to lose.
(40-15).
Can one of you Google where André Cieux is? It says how it's spelled in the top right corner. That's where this tournament is being held in France. Very composed. Chloé handled that with confidence. The question is, can we play our first game just as confidently? First serve already missed. That's good. Very aggressive. That's exactly how I want to see Steffi. Steffi moves forward. Steffi puts her opponent under pressure. Steffi prevents her opponent from going on the offensive. Steffi moves forward bravely. Excellent play by Steffi. Guys, chant Steffi, 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 but only between points, please. Steffi's got what it takes. Steffi is also in excellent shape. We know that. She has a form bonus in all 6 categories of the game. That's west of Lyon, thank you. That means in the southeast of France. Steffi is wide awake. Highly motivated. I'll speed up a bit. Oh, Steffi knows what she's doing. I'll go faster. At the bottom right, you can see how the score changes. 15, now 30. 15-30 all. Steffi has a game point. If Steffi makes it, she can get a break very early. Steffi hits the net. Steffi, we believe in you.
Second service. Out. Advantage.
Missed. And Chloé looks to the right behind me. Chloé is worried and, unlike us, already has worse stamina. Either she had that from the beginning or she's playing with a lot of power, more than she can really sustain. Break. Steffi got a break. She did it. I'll speed it up. 2-1 for Steffi. Chloé is really under pressure. Brilliant drop shot from Steffi. Brilliant passing shot from Chloé. Respect. I'll speed it up. 30-15. 2 game points for Steffi to hold her serve.
Second service.
That was a really close runner-up. The second one was just in with a lot of power. Power tennis from both sides. Steffi has the stronger ground strokes. 3-1 for Steffi. I'll speed it up again. Let's take a look at the setup in the front. How is it going? Steffi is confident. Let's keep building up her self-confidence. 3 3,000, 30, 30, 59, 30, 59, 59, 59, 30 restaurants, 30, 11, 11, 30, 12. The home player, she plays at home. 30, 20, 30, 23, 25 manages at 2. 4-1 for Steffi in the first set.
15 low.
Steffi, yeah. Steffi is really crushing it. Steffi is simply in top form.
Late second set.
You can really see the difference in the game when you're in shape. And she got into good shape by winning so many matches at smaller tournaments.
She falls loudly.
Steffi shouts, yes! Steffi sets her opponent up again. Oh, very good volley. I'll speed up again. Steffi is serving, 40-30, a game point for her.
Fault, second serve, fault.
That was an invitation from Steffi. She returned the ball right down the middle, perfectly placed for Chloé. Of course, that was an easy ball for her.
Advantage.
Advantage Steffi. Game point Steffi.
Game.
Yes. And that means Steffi can already play very freely here if she manages to get the break to win the set. And on the other hand, Chloé is under a lot of pressure. She has to hold her serve, because otherwise she'll lose the set and that will make her even more nervous. And our Steffi can handle the whole situation very calmly here.
Fault, second serve. Haupt, 30-15.
We keep focusing on confidence.
Fault, second serve. Fault.
Accelerate. 30 all, 40-30 Steffi. Set point Steffi. Set point for us Steffi.
Fault, second serve.
Very even rally.
Game and
Yes. Unforced error on Chloe's side, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Chloé. Wonderful. So that was a clear 6-1. I'm really curious to see what the statistics will tell us. So double faults, the opponent has 2. We have 2 aces in total. Not much happened with the serves. Our first serve went in about 2/3 of the time. It worked out. The strong server, Chloé, who is at least as strong as we are, only got about 44% of her first serves in because she had to rely on her second serve. That's certainly one of the reasons why she played so poorly. If that were to change, then everything would immediately be more balanced. It could be a mental problem on her side. Then 9-4, our forehand is better than the backhand. We know that. We've trained the forehand. We have more winning shots with the forehand. But that's also the case with Chloé. And Chloé has a lot of unforced errors. 7, and most of them pretty clear. 3 each on forehand and backhand, 3-3. You can't draw conclusions from that. I would leave everything as it is. I think, well, the statistics don't tell us that we should do anything differently. And it goes on. If we put up an ace, there will only be ace worms. Technical talk, Marmalaka.
thank you very much.
I'm speeding up. Steffi to serve, 40-15, 2 game points for Steffi. Yes.
First game. Steffi to serve. Haupt, 15-0.
I'll speed up again.
30-15.
Chloé is clearly moving forward now. What's our setting? Confidence on double points. It doesn't get much better than this. I'd say let's switch to relaxation. That also lowers her heart rate. Maybe we can also get that relaxed approach into deuce situations.
Out, 30 love.
Tie, I'll speed it up. 40-30 Chloé, game point for the French woman.
Steffi serving, second serve.
Help. What a battle at the net and what a finish. Smash by Steffi. Deuce on Chloé's serve. The French woman is under pressure. That one was played too well. Advantage Chloé. A game point for her on her own serve. Now the Frenchwoman pulls ahead. We let the Frenchwoman get into her net game. Now you can see what happens then. Singles, singles, 11 all. That's what happens when you let the Frenchwoman reach the net. She's great at it.
15 love.
I'm speeding up. $40 love. Steffi 3 game points for Steffi. First serve was in. The Frenchwoman is at the net. The Frenchwoman approaches the net and wins the point on her first try. Now Steffi is in front. Yes, Wally wanted to place it exactly in the corner. That's how net play works.
2.
2-1, Steffi serve again. Chloé, I'm speeding up. 15, all 15-32 game points for the Frenchwoman. The Frenchwoman did it. We're serving again. That's how it looks for us. We continue to focus on relaxation. Our relaxation and self-confidence are fading. Relaxation? So when we focus on relaxation, I assume that also keeps the heart rate a bit lower. We don't have any problems right now, but it can't hurt. Or we stick with keeping the self-confidence high. 15-0, 15-0, I'm speeding up the game. 15-0? 30 a game point for Steffi on her own serve. 15. We should expect that from her as well.
That. 4. Deuce.
Now a double fault is unpleasant. I hope that doesn't rattle her too much.
Out. Advantage.
Again, Steffi's choice of serve. Steffi. The Frenchwoman is far back. Now Steffi is luring her to the net. That's risky. But the Frenchwoman is expressing herself. 3-2 Steffi with Chloé serving. 3-2.
Out. Love.
I'm speeding up. 15 all. 15-40 on her own serve. 2 serves, 2 game points for Chloé.
Second serve.
This set is well balanced, unlike the first one. Both opponents are playing at the same level. That was cool. Very cool defense, once again with a cross-court volley. With Steffi. Out deuce.
Idea.
Behind it, right? Namely, thanks. How to hunt. Funny how high she sometimes returns at the Frenchwoman. Steffi plays much flatter. We also told her to play topspin. She keeps hitting those high balls that you have to smash down with a lot of force. Her thanks. Thanks. Thank you very much. With the duel, Steffi wears down her opponent. A rare sight. Deuce. Will Steffi manage the break? It doesn't seem so right now. Game point for Chloé. Game point. That was good. The drop shot drained her opponent's energy. 40-40. A fiercely contested service game from Chloé.
Out. Advantage.
But she keeps getting the advantage and then can't manage to see it through. Steffi's drop shot failed completely. A completely botched drop shot. Let's take a look at how it looks from this angle. Self-confidence is great. Let's move on to relaxation. And accelerate, accelerate. 40-15 for Steffi. 2 game points for her to hold her own serve. And second service. Yes, Steffi has taken the lead again. 4-3, in other words, Chloé now has to hold her serve towards the end of the set. Otherwise, she'll have a problem. If Chloé doesn't hold her serve, it would be 5-3 for Steffi. And Steffi would then have the chance for match points on her own serve. Mandiri is asking if we could lower the intensity. 163 is still fine. This is a crucial phase here.
$40-15.
Whoa, that was still in. Anything that still touches the line is in. Unless you hit the ball so far next to the line that maybe the shadow of the ball is still on the line, but the ball itself has no contact with the line. That would be out. Chloé has 2 game points and gets 1. 4-all, it's still exciting. Steffi's own serve. I'm speeding up. 15 love Steffi. Deuce, 30-15. Deuce, 40-30. A game point for Steffi. Wow, excellent first serve.
Out. Deuce.
Didn't hold serve, held serve.
Fault. Second service.
Great cross-court shot. Steffi's got it. That was a really good shot. Played short and at an angle. Played short and diagonally. That was a really clever shot. Passing shot down the line. 5-4 Steffi on Chloé's serve. 5 Chloé has to hold her serve. Otherwise, there will be match points. If Steffi were to win this game, Chloé's service game, would she have won the match? Now, Erdsengel is asking, why is the pulse in the red zone? Because it's exercise. It's just really exhausting. No, seriously, it's mainly those long rallies. When both sides keep the ball for a long time and the ball doesn't quickly end up in the net and there are no short rallies but long ones and every point is fought for, then the pulse really goes up. You can see that in the game. Chloé sadly has 2 game points. It all feels like a tiebreak now.
40-30. Second.
Service, 40-30. Ish.
Second service. Game.
Yes, 5-5. With the adjustment we continue, the relaxation has decreased significantly. Maybe it's related to the pulse. We're trying to calm her down. Stay calm, Steffi. You can do this. Just stay calm. 15. This is a crucial phase. I'm not speeding things up anymore.
Fault. Second.
Service. In tennis, the scoring goes like this. Whoever reaches 7 points first, fault.
Second service.
And with at least a 2-point lead, he won. That means it's 6-all. Is there a tiebreak? Fault.
Second service.
7-5 or 6-all are possible here, and at 6-all there's a tiebreak. Play a deciding game with alternating serves. Oh, admin is asking, what is the significance of the pulse? So I would guess, just like in real life, that what I know is, I read that the risk of injury increases. The risk of injury increases. And otherwise, I suppose with a high pulse, you simply make more mistakes as well. Long baselines, Terrell.
Haupt. Fullschiller.
300 for Chloé, that's not good.
Second.
No, she has. Chloé is serving. Chloé will get through it, probably. She now has 3 game points, and that would mean a tiebreak. Coppelius asks if a longer recovery would be necessary. It would be nice, but they do get a bit of recovery during the changeovers between sets, and of course from one match day to the next. Spartacus said that in the third set, the stamina advantage could be on Steffi's side. Take a look at the red bars behind us. Yes, the red bars, the orange bars are the stamina bars. We now have a clear advantage there. It's a sign that the opponent is putting in much more effort, playing with much more intensity. That's the control on the bottom left.
That's the main one. 40-30.
Last game point for Chloé.
Deuce.
Deuce. She must be. Her nerves must be jangling now.
Advantage.
Advantage. Chloé has another game point. Excellent shot. Respect means admitting when someone did well. Now there's a tiebreak.
Fault. Second service.
Steffi serves once, then the opponent serves twice, then Steffi serves twice again, and so on until one side has at least 7 points and a 2-point lead. Now the scoring goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chloé unfortunately broke Steffi's serve. That's not good. They're taking the intensity up a notch. We're taking a risk. 1.
Oh.
With that attitude, she got the point back. With that attitude, we're going up. We focus on relaxation because it keeps decreasing continuously. You can see what you're boosting by the pink connection arrow here. I just clicked the wrong thing, sorry. Increasing the intensity by 1 level affects both the condition and the pulse, of course. If we win this set, the tiebreak, there won't be a deciding set. Now Chloé is under pressure. Steffi has 2 serves with the Germans leading 2-1. At the moment, from a normal impression, Steffi seems to be dictating the rhythm of the game. No, now the French woman is coming back. Excellent shot. Steffi makes it 3-1. She needs 7 points and a 2-point lead. A casual smash. That's not how you outsmart Steffi. 4-1 Steffi.
Out.
Lob goes out.
Second service.
5-1 Steffi. Steffi was either too slow or out of position for the ball. 5-2 with 2 serves.
Second service.
If she wins both, she wins the match. That was the first one. A point. Now Steffi has, with the score at 6-2, I think 3, right? 3 match points. Fault.
Second service. Fault.
Double fault right then. Change of serve. 1 match point remains. 2 have already been saved.
Don't.
Is out. You shouldn't really be happy about someone else's misfortune, but
Aye, Steffi.
Steffi rocked it in just 2 sets. That's also important for the course of the tournament, so he doesn't waste too much energy. That's great. Exactly, the new emotes in the chat are being discovered, the Steffi emotes and the top emotes and the others. We have 4 new emotes. On the topic of tennis, let's take a quick look at the statistics. What was the reason? Did something change in the second set? Yes. In the second set, the opponent had a lot of forehand winners, even more than in the first set, but she also made a lot more unforced errors on the forehand. That means she played more offensively, relied even more on her forehand, and hit more aggressively, taking more risks, presumably. Yeah, I only made the round of 16. That gives 110 XP, that's a lot. 1 training week, 16, yeah, 300. Das ist eine Menge. Eine Trainingswoche gibt, glaube ich, 300, 400 XP. But those are the stats from just now. Bye bye, Chloe. Bye bye. Au revoir. That's 4, and we move on to the next match day.